When I had gotten all the scripts, there was a story or a character that I didn't really know well. I wanted to know more. I didn't really know much about Rahab, and now I know a whole lot. I do feel like it has a direct correlation to wanting to get to know these characters more deeply.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl Crisp for Movieguide, and this is Coffee and Conversation with These Stones. You star in the new inspirational TV drama kicking off right now on Up, Faith, and Family. Tell us about These Stones.
It was just a gift from God, honestly. The creator and the director, being able to collaborate with these amazing women on this project that is, its whole purpose is to give people hope in times when they are feeling all alone. And so to be able to do what my passion is, with acting, and also in a structure in which we're really trying to reach people's hearts and provide encouragement and hope, is just like it was just like the biggest gift of a job can be.
That's amazing. Where does the title These Stones come from, and what does it represent?
During each episode, we deal with some contemporary situation where there's an issue presented with a person, whether it's addiction or self-harm or infertility, something that someone's struggling with. And we take a Bible character from the actual Bible who dealt with something similar and have them show up in present day in regular garb and tell their story in a way that's relatable to the person dealing with the issue now. And throughout that process, encouragement is given on stones, where it would be like hope or forgiven, or whatever it is that that person can hold on to, and like a little message from God while they are dealing with this issue.
I really love this series so much. It's so fun. And I love that it focuses on the Bible and scripture. How can these true historical Bible characters and stories from the past influence us here today?
Right. I mean, that is exactly the whole purpose, I think, that the creator meant to deal with when coming up with this idea. It's because sometimes these situations in the Bible or in the Old Testament that we maybe don't feel like we can relate to. But if you do a deeper dive and you realize that, oh, what this person is dealing with is actually, yeah, self-doubt, for example. Like one of our episodes, we have Rahab, who is a prostitute in the Bible, come and talk to a woman who is in a lot of pain and dealing with self-esteem issues and is a cutter. It's dealing with promiscuity, really, and what comes along with that. So there's this character that comes in and is like, I have no judgment here. In fact, this is my past, and I'm here to tell my story, and the connection that happens between them and the transformation that can happen then, speaks to the heart of that person in that moment.
These stories can speak to all of us in different ways. I love the way the door to Central Dispatch reminds me of our own free will and how we can open the door of our heart and our lives to God, His Word, and His ways. Can you talk about that?
Wow, that was so beautifully put, and something I hadn't thought about, but what an absolute lovely metaphor for that door to be. I mean, it's actually a physical door in this show to connect with God, and God's servants, the people, the Bible, the saints, and all that. And yeah, as humans going through life, we open the doors to certain people, sometimes good, sometimes bad, and may experience pain because of that. But that physical representation in our show and opening our door to have God speak to us and show us the correct path for our lives, if you will, or the one that He would like to have with us, is such a beauty and such a sort of the subtext underneath that I hadn't even thought about yet. So thank you for bringing that up.
Do you feel like this project has changed you or challenged you or encouraged you to grow?
Absolutely. One thing was working with these women on this project has been one of the biggest blessings in my career because it was just so full of love and all of us really wanting to touch hearts. The purpose underneath it just felt so fulfilling. And also playing the mother of our lead character. And so really most of my stuff is just dealing with mother-daughter relationship and loving somebody and allowing them to experience life and make their choices and giving them space to make even bad choices so they have their own experiences, because what teaches us better than experience? But also having the urges to be protective and finding that balance throughout. Where can I hold tightly, or where do I have to put a firm no, and where can I let her make her mistakes, even though it's painful for me to watch.
I'm a mother of 4 and my kids are getting a little older, but I'm even learning from it. It's so fun.
It is. Yeah. And also it was a beautiful exploration, doing the homework for this role and dealing with some of my own memories with my mother who had passed in 2016 and things that you may have wished you could have done differently. Or so I felt like it was very healing in that way too, to be able to just dive into mother-daughter relationship.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Why is it important to you to be involved in projects that not only entertain, but also inspire?
Well, I think mostly it's really all I want to watch. Like when I sit down to watch something, I want to, when it's over, feel encouraged or uplifted or inspired. And there's a lot of content out there that can just make you feel bad after watching. And I don't want those experiences. So to be able to, work on things that I would want to watch, that ultimately, serve a stronger and larger purpose of potentially changing lives and giving hope, is the best gift for an actress. And that's how I feel, approaching work.
In closing, do you think this series will help audiences be curious, pull out their Bibles, dust it off, read it, and hopefully apply it to their own lives?
I do. I feel like even when I was, when I had gotten all the scripts and there would be there was a story or a character that I didn't really know well, I wanted to know more then. And so I do feel like it's like, oh, I didn't really know much about Rahab before, and now I know a whole lot. And it's like, okay, yeah, I do feel like it has a direct correlation to wanting to get to know these characters more deeply.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.